The best two short axle-to-axle bows that I've dropped this year so far, the Hoyt Alpha X30 and then the Mathews Lift 29.5. We're gonna give you guys a quick overview of both of these bows. We're gonna kind of compare these two head to head, kind of give you pros and cons of both, and then we're gonna do a quick speed test, let you guys see the comparison and let y'all decide who's the winner. So let's get into it. So if you haven't looked at our bow review videos that we've already dropped, full length of these two bows, go to our YouTube page and look at them. But a quick overview again, the Mathews Lift 29.5. Again, 29.5 axle to axle. It's gonna have a 6-inch brace height. IBO's at 348. We'll get you guys a realistic speed with a hunting arrow in a bit. But let's just dive right in and talk about what they've changed. Visually, right off the bat, machined new riser, more of a skeleton look, which is pretty awesome here. This is the new earth color. They dropped a new earth color, mossy oak bottomland, and then a fade to black series where the top will be a solid color, and then about halfway down into the riser, it'll fade to all black. Some cool options here Mathews has come out with. Brand new strings coming out of the factory. They are calling these match bow strings. Already just seeing these bows for the last couple weeks. Better serving on these bows. Loving the new strings so far. Less peep rotation. Everything's staying centered, which is awesome. Another new thing, new cam, the Switch Weight X cam with new mods. These mods are going to be available from 55 all the way up to 80 pounds to change the switch weight and the draw length on these Switch Weight X mods and on the new cam. Increments of 5, 55, 60, 65, 70, and so forth, all the way up to 80 with different let-offs as well. Same as the switch weight mod system last year. Change those out, just change let-off, draw weight, or draw length. Same here on the lift, but just a newer mod for the newer cam. Visually, you can see the axle. It now sits on top of the limbs. It does not run through the middle. It sits on top of these limbs, so you get the most out of these limbs. And when you're changing top hats, they're very, very easy to slide that axle out, remove the cam, change the top hats. Very, very easy and a good sure fit way to get those cams to switch over. Moving down, same bridge lock technology in the sight. A little bit more machined out here in the riser for the rest. And what's new about the grip, shot sense compatible. If you haven't seen shot sense, check out Mathews. This is gonna be a little square that fits into this piece. It's an app. It's gonna basically tell you how long it takes you to get on target, how long you can hold, you know, kind of your float pattern, all that. It's kind of a analytical side of your own shot and all that stuff that is comparable to the new lifts, and the Phase 4 grip actually already had the port underneath the grip, so it will work on the Phase 4s as well. Moving down, still with the same bridge lock technology stabilizer. Love those stabilizers on this bow. One thing I've noticed, and we've posted a video about it already, the low pro quiver will still work on these bows. It's just a more, I'm gonna say not definitive cutout. You'll see these triangular pieces right here where they're machined on the riser here and here. This is where the low pro quiver is gonna mount. On the Phase 4 and older, it's more of a circular mount. This one kind of had to find it at first, but it's pretty obvious that they go in these triangle mounts. We have a video on that in case you get lost or you're trying to put your quiver on. Really easy to find there. Lastly, a little bit wider limb set, and with these wider limbs, you're gonna have to run the EXO engaged limb legs. The older limb legs that fit on the Phase 4 and previous will not work on these bows. You'll have to get the new EXO limb legs since these limbs are a little bit wider. The best thing that we're seeing out of this bow so far, besides speed, is gonna be the physical weight. Without a rest on this bow, it is 3.9 pounds. This is the lightest aluminum that has been made, especially in a flagship version bow. Loving the lightweight of it, with the stability that Mathews is known for. Pretty awesome. So let's get you an overall feel again of this bow, and then we'll compare them to the Hoyt, and then we'll round it off with the speed. All right, so I got the lift 29.5, 29 inches. I'm gonna make sure it's pulling 70, just so we have an accurate representation here. That's 70.5. Let me back it down just a fraction. I wanna get as close to 70 for you guys so we can get an accurate test here. All right, so 69.9, it's about 70. Something else I didn't mention there, these risers, they sit up higher in these limb pockets. So it's actually taking a lot less out of these limb bolts to turn down poundage. So this one's really meticulous on trying to get it right at 70. But a longer riser, it's gonna make it feel more stable. All right, so lift 29.5, 29 inches, 69.9, 70 pounds. Overall impression. Pretty good draw cycle. Draw cycle is kind of similar to any Mathews, kind of just a continuous pull all the way through, and then it just locks into that back wall, which is really, really nice. Really, really solid back wall that Mathews is known for. 29.5, you can tell it has a lot of speed. It does want to go, not in a bad way, not like, oh, there's no back wall. It's ready. As soon as you fire, you can feel that thing have some oomph in it. As far as the shot goes, No vibration, very, very little hand shock, and it's still very, very quiet. Guys, anytime you go with a really, really light bow, carbons are known to do this. They vibrate a lot, they have some sound. This light aluminum bow, however, does absorb sound really well. It's still dead quiet, just as quiet, if not quieter than the Phase 4. Back wall's really, really solid with those new mods. Love the let off, love the hold, and then when you shoot, you're like, man, that thing's quick. Still a very, very dead bow, dead in the hand. I'm gonna shoot one more. For being as light as it is, I was worried it wasn't gonna be stable. This is still a really stable and well-balanced bow that Mathews has dropped. Yeah, there's no vibration in it. The only hand shock you feel is the string obviously hitting the bow, but that's minimal. Love the feel of this bow as far as it breaking over and hitting that back wall and then holding it. I mean, my goodness, being 3.9 pounds bare bow, it shouldn't hold this good, but it does. Props to them on making a well-balanced bow. Let's dive into it, get a speed for you guys, and then we'll compare it to the Hoyt. And to give you guys the most accurate test possible that we know, same exact arrow we're shooting out of all these bows to test the speed. We're not shooting a cheap 350 or whatever we can get out of the bow to get you the max speed. Realistic hunting setup, because that's what we need to clarify and base stuff off of. So a 455 grain arrow is what we're shooting out of all these bows. We'll weigh it to make sure we're at 455, but this is the exact arrow we're shooting out of all of these. So you can get that arrow weight if you want, Ian. 455.2, the exact arrow weight that we're getting out of all these. 455, it's fluctuating, 455 to 455.2. So we're right in there. Let's test the speed, get you guys an accurate test. We're gonna shoot this 2 or 3 times, get you guys an average speed here. 288 is the first one. Get you guys another one. See if we can duplicate it. 287. Let's get one more. 288. So 288 average there. And let's compare it to the Hoyt. Get the Hoyt pros and cons, speed, and then we'll get a follow-up wrap-up on both bows. Stay tuned for the Hoyt. All right, now we got the Hoyt Alpha X30. This is their shorter axle to axle. They do make a 33 just like the Lift. Moving down the line, fully aluminum bow here. First look, they've machined out the riser, made a little bit more skeleton look as well. The grip, the little handle that Hoyt's known for is kind of a little bit closer to the handle that I've noticed. More machine cutouts for your cable-driven rest, whatever you want to run through that. Moving down the bow, slick looking design. Still got the pick mount. Still got an integrated rest mount. They have come out with a new set of Ghost Sticks 2.0, a way better design. If you haven't seen it, go look at our full Hoyt review video. They're in that video. Awesome design there. Glad they did that. 4.5 pound bow that's hardened in aluminum. Good feeling bow. That's a pretty common weight for a bow of this size in the aluminum market. What's new about this is going to be the HBX Exact Cam. Had this bow in for 3 or 4 weeks now. Love the new cam, love the new mod system. The new cam here has presented you guys with 3 different let-off positions and 1/4 inch draw length adjustment. So I can fine tune that draw length to get it set for you guys just the way you like it. 2 different back wall settings. There's a firm and then a firmer setting, and guys are really liking this draw cycle and this back wall on this Hoyt. And that's with the new HBX Exact Cam with the new mods. All those adjustments are done on the mods here. Full range of adjustment. This is gonna be a little over 30, I wanna say like 9/16 axle to axle, somewhere around there. A little over 6 and I want to say like just over 6 inch brace height. Don't have the exact spec sheet with us, but again, it's on that full Hoyt review. Draw length adjustment. This one is 25 even, all the way up to 30 inches. Big difference there as far as draw lengths. You will have to have different sets of mods since they are 1/4 inch adjustments. They only cover about 2.5 inches worth of adjustment. So the mods will have to be switched if you're lower or higher draw length, depending on what comes on the bow. Moving down, Hoyt did stock new strings on their new stock bow strings and their new bows. Can't tell you the exact brand, but it's a finer material. Seems to be lasting a lot longer, less rotation. So both high-end companies coming out with new factory strings, which is great. I know a lot of guys were getting their bows in and just switching to a manufacturer like Gas or America's Best. And so we're liking to see some good factory set of strings on these bows now. Let's move right into this thing and let's shoot it. It should be 29 inches. We'll make sure it's at 70, give you guys an overall opinion on it, and compare it to the Mathews with a speed. Let's see if we're at 70. I'm gonna call that close enough, guys. 70.1. We can give and take 0.2 for our scale here, but 70.1, that's perfect. 29 inches, 70 pounds. The Hoyt Alpha X30 with the new HBX Exact Cam. I said it in the first video, I'll say it again here. They killed it with this cam, guys. I love the back wall that's on here. Again, there's different settings, different let-offs. Love the back wall on this. The draw cycle is very similar to a Hoyt, but it might be just a tick smoother this year. To me, personally, Hoyt has always been stiff at the front, like first couple inches pulling back, a little stiff, and then it just smoothly breaks over, drops into that valley, and hits that back wall. And this one is a firm back wall. Let me get another shot in it, and can give you guys a kind of overview of how it holds and vibration and all that. So like right there is where it is ready to break over. And when it does, it's butter, just getting back into that back wall. No play in that back wall at all. Stability-wise, this thing doesn't want to teeter. Don't want to do any of that. See how the shock is. Super dead. Again, you can feel that string slap hit the string stop, but there's no vibration in this thing. Both bows, very good with vibration. Pretty quiet. It's more quiet than the VTM was last year by far. Hard to tell in here if it's quieter than the Mathews or not. I'm gonna say they're neck and neck. You're just gonna have to shoot it and compare it to your ear there. Really solid cam. Love the draw cycle. Love the back wall. Let's get a speed test on this thing. 29 inches, 70.1 pounds. This is the same exact arrow that we're testing everything, guys. 455 to 455.2 according to our scale. Let's get a speed. Let's see what you guys can expect. 284. Again, we're gonna shoot a couple of them. Make sure we get a consistent here. Duplicate again. Shot 3. Gotten 284 twice. Okay, 284. That's what it's screaming at us. So 284 on the Hoyt Alpha X30. About 4-ish feet per second slower than the Mathews. So not much. All right, guys, well, there's the head-to-head between the Alpha X30 and the Lift 29.5. Two very good short axle-to-axle bows. This Hoyt Alpha X30, you're looking at a draw length adjustment of 25 inches to 30 inches, physical weight of 4.55 pounds, available in limbs 50, 60, 70, or 80 pounds. Great back wall, great cam that they've put on this bow. Can't say enough good things about it. The back wall is where it's at this year on this bow. It's not squishy. There's really no play in it. It's rock hard. So like that a lot about this bow. 284 out of 29 inches, 70 pounds, and 455. That's cooking. That's a good speed for a good midweight hunting arrow. Very quiet and dead bow. They've gotten to where these bows have no vibration in them at all. Very quiet too, which is awesome. Cool looking design, still with the same pick mounts and stuff like that. With a new set of Go sticks on this thing, you can't go wrong. Definitely try this one out. Now over the Mathews Lift 29.5. Very lightweight bow. I don't know how they machined all that out of it to make it less than 4 pounds, but they did it. It's crazy. The new cam feels like a Mathews. It doesn't ever, I'm not gonna say break over, it's just a continuous draw and then it just locks into a back wall. You kind of know what you're getting when you draw back a Mathews. This one has some speed to it, which you can definitely feel in the shot as far as you shoot it and you're like, okay, just heard that arrow cook and it's moving. Very quiet still, just as quiet as the Phase 4 in my opinion. No vibration at all, no hand shock, nothing crazy like that. You do feel the initial thump of the string hitting the string stop, but that's on both bows. Definitely need to put it in your hand and see what you think. I love how they machined out the riser, made it as light as possible and compatible with Mathews accessories. Yes, there are going to be pricier accessories, but they work well on these bows, especially the new stabilizers and new limb legs and everything that they've made to balance this bow very well. The new Switchway X-Cam, loving it so far. I can't wait to get more mods in to test out higher poundages to get you guys some more speeds, but 288 out of a aluminum bow at 29.5 axle to axle, that's pretty good. Again, 29 inches, 70 pounds, 455 grain arrow. We're seeing this one just be a little bit faster, and we've kind of said it all year. The guys who haven't bought a bow in 3 to 5 years or whatever, this is gonna be the year they're gonna change. You guys need to decide for yourself which one won because these are just too close to call. Both very good, both have some pros and cons. Get them in your hand and shoot both of them. Alpha X, you're looking at 1350. Lift 29.5, you're looking at 1329. You guys go shoot them. You decide who wins. Thanks, guys.